Hey everyone, I'm Jacob. I'm part of the mass destruction team, and we're here to show you our project we've been working on over the past month or so called BeatForge. Welcome to BeatForge. We created BeatForge from a problem we noticed. There wasn't a great way for aspiring musicians to quickly jot down their ideas on a sketch pad. I'm sure you know the feeling when you have inspiration, it comes to you suddenly and it happens in an instant, and you quickly want to be able to save it somewhere before you forget. It happens to everyone, but for those with an interest in music production, like those aspiring music producers, BeatForge is their solution. It's a musical sketch pad to help save and share their ideas that might become something big in the future. I'm introducing D for this next section to explain more in depth of how BeatForge works.
Thanks, Jacob, for that brief overview of the app. So now we'll move on to our sequencer, where we'll be spending most of our time at when we're trying to get those ideas down on the sketchpad. When we come to our sequencer page, we have our toolbar at the top where you can set the BPM of the project. Or if you have a larger idea, then you can add or remove tracks to that project. Each track is a 16-step grid that you can preload with sounds from our sound bank here. So say we're looking for a lead, we can come in and open our sounds and preview them to see what they sound like before. Once we have our sound selected, we have another progressive disclosure menu here that will give you options such as choosing the notes, its duration, or which scale you would like to play in. So we can add those notes into our grid by clicking step, or if you want to remove them, you can remove them by clicking them and dragging back as well. We have some preset patterns that are already loaded in. So you can click this and it'll just randomly give you a pattern. Or if you're looking for something a little bit more melodic, you can go into our arpeggiator, select the scale, and click the arpeggiator button, and it'll preload that scale into that track. So we can play that just to hear what it sounds like. I think that sounds pretty good. And further, if you want to go and dive a little deeper into the effects, we have an effects rack that you can go and play with the delay, reverb as well, and then preview how those things sound. We can take these clips, these tracks, and clip them down into our arrangement view, which is where we really get into the heart of actually building out an arrangement. You can drag the clip to extend it, or if you like to duplicate that clip, you can duplicate it by right-clicking and clicking duplicate and then dragging it anywhere along this grid and actually really build out the arrangement to the way that you like. So I'll go ahead and open up a project that it had in here and say we want to listen to a particular section. We have a play button for the arrangement and a looper that will allow it just to kind of cycle through that particular section of the track. So if you want to extend that, you can drag it further over. You also are able to isolate certain tracks too. If you want to just hear particular parts of your arrangement, we have buttons here that allow you just to isolate that particular track, or if you want to mute it as well and hear everything else. So that basically explains the um, sequencer page at a high level. There are some other features in here that we recommend people just going in and playing around with and seeing what you discover. Um, Maybe I can take the time and pass it over to John, who will tell us a little bit more about the social aspects of.
Thanks, Dee. I'm John, the third member of the team. So BeatForge is not just a music creation app. It's also meant as a social platform where people can come together, explore new ideas, and collaborate on music projects. When you register, everyone gets their own profile page. You're initially set to a default profile pic, but you can change that depending on your vibe and mood to one of our preset options. The user page also has a list of people you're following. So if you go to somebody else's profile page, there's an easy follow, unfollow button. And every profile page has a list of that person's current projects. So you can open them in the sequence here to hear what it's all about, or you can fork it to your own library. Now, there's two easy ways to find users on your profile page. There's a quick search bar, which auto-populates as you start typing. So you get a list of users you can check out. There's also a Discover page, which has a list of recently posted public tracks. So you can go through and see what those sound like. You can also fork those down to your page or check out that user's profile page. And so Beatforge is more than just about creating music. It's about connecting with other people and exploring and learning new things.